Bricklink makes Lego sets? I had no idea. And so this is a Bricklink Lego set. And so right here you have the 25th anniversary of Bricklink. And so if you did not know, Bricklink is like the secondary market for Legos to resell them. And so Lego actually owns them. So I guess it's technically an official Lego set. But here we have the top, here is the back, and this is a really cool set that I had been actually asking for, or my dad had seen it and then wanted to see if I want it for my birthday about a month ago. And so I am super excited to be able to look through this for you guys. And so if you cannot tell, I'm in my classroom, and so we've got the train that I used in my lesson today, talking about the impact of trains in the United States. And so I'm super pumped and excited to show you guys the train and all that comes with it. And yeah, so I'm going to grab the train, set it up right in front of us, and then I will review it for you guys. And so I'm gonna go get it, and then I'll show you guys. And here we have our big Lego set train. So you can see it's huge, so about my wingspan, goes a little bit further than the whole train. But from the further perspective, we've got the train, we've got the tender, we've got this kind of flatbed. Then we've got this box car that can house animals. And then we've got the passenger car. And so I'll show you all of these a little bit close, but I wanted to show you how insanely long and big this whole set is. And so it was perfect for talking through my westward expansion. We've got a little windmill here that spins, and then we have a water tower here as well. So I'm going to now grab the camera and then show you all of it up close, with also the variety of minifigures that are offered in this super huge set. So I'm going to now give you guys the close-up. So we'll start over here. We have our designer right there. So if you did not know, Bricklink, any of the Bricklink sets that are created, they are made by regular people, and then they are submitted to Bricklink, and it's kind of like the Lego Ideas way that they ask for ideas for Lego sets. But we're going to take a look at all of the wonderful minifigures that our designer right there. So I believe our designer is Łukasz Lusiek, who is our Polish designer for this. But here we have all of the beautiful minifigures, and so we have lots of different variety as we are going through. And we also actually have 2 horses that are put in this set. So there's lots of detail that comes in with the saddles that are provided, but wonderful minifigure selection. And I was not expecting this many minifigures, and so we have a grand total of 12 minifigures in this set, all very different, but there's nothing unique about any of these. They're all kind of pieced together by our designer. Now, the building of the set was not possible without a lot of my friends, and so I'm going to insert a quick clip that I snapped over the weekend of us building this set. Here are all the boys building our different parts of the sliding door. Look at that. Of the train, since there was no way I could do this on my own. But train with the boys. Train with the boys. There's the water tower. Jonah does not like the water tower. Now we will start with our train, and so this is kind of my favorite part about the set, but here it is in its entirety with the tender car. So we'll see if we can separate that off. It comes with this wonderful track that you can display it on. Inside we have the control panel for the train, and so not a whole lot, but cool that they have that included. And so we have the classic Lego track, and one of my favorite parts is as you move, then the bar down here with the Technic pieces move as well, and so it looks like an actual train. And so I think that was a really cool part that they added in. And then if we look at the top, we've got the chimney, we've got this little bell that can ring as well. And so the front of the train has the cow catcher on it, and so it definitely looks like one of those early train locomotives that was used especially here in the United States. And so cool to see all of that come into place with our train. And let's take a look at the rest of the cars. So here we have our tender, and then coming in, we have this kind of flatbed that actually has a safe, a grand piano, and some barrels on it. And so not a ton going on with this, but kind of cool to see all the ropes and the grand piano. Here's another look at our boxcar. So it has actually a sliding door that sometimes opens all the way, but there are some things that get in the way. You can actually take off the top. And inside we have a third horse. And so you can tell that this is probably made more for barnyard animals, but a very cool boxcar all the same. And now finally we have our passenger car. And so it is very ornate and beautiful. And you can also take off the top of this and you get an inside perspective of all of the seats inside with the little lamps. And so then it fits nicely back on top. It does take some finagling to make sure it's all secure, but we have our whole train now in front of us. So we have the carriage car, the box car, then our kind of flatbed, then we have the train right there. And so we have all of our minifigures here in the front, and then in the back, they actually gave us two kind of standalone pieces where we have this windmill, and so the windmill actually does spin. And then we have this water tower that apparently took a long time to put together. Now here we have our Lego set all together in one frame again. And so this is a really cool Lego set. And I was blessed with the opportunity of being able to get this set for my birthday. And so it was quite expensive. I believe it was originally $350. And so now on the aftermarket, it's probably a little bit more expensive. But as a Lego set, especially something that I'm gonna actually keep in my classroom, this is perfect for what I have in mind. To do fun lessons and to have something like this on display in my classroom that helps and has a purpose, I think is awesome and invaluable as a teacher. And so we've got a amazing minifigure assortment here. We've got a really cool train that kind of goes a little bit back and forth. You can't really get that whole engineer where you have the engine moving all of the wheels. You can't get that completely, but we have this beautiful stand that it's on, kind of this background of the water tower and the windmill that comes with it. I believe last year they came out with a kind of a boom town where they had like a saloon and other things, but the train was probably something I would have used more in my classroom. And so I was super excited when I got this set, and I couldn't be more excited and pleased with this set, because I don't know if there's very much in this set that really sticks out that's bad to me. And so if I had to rate the set in its entirety with all of the really cool minifigures, the 3 horses, the design on the cars, I'd probably have to give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. And one thing that was cool is it had like an instructions little booklet that you could download an app and work on it together. So me and my friends were all working on different cars, and it took us, what, about 2.5 hours as we're all working to finish this set. So probably looking at around maybe 11 to 12 hours to do this set. But I love this set because I am able to use it in my classroom. I love trains. I love everything that comes with Lego. And so even if it's from Bricklink, which is technically not an official Lego set, but is endorsed by Lego, really cool to see that this was used well. And so I believe that's all I got for this Lego Train Wild West review, the Wild West Train review. And so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this really cool and unique set that not a lot of people have. But I believe that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.